Welcome back. It's been an interesting evening, hasn't it? You know, the techniques I use to cut through may shock you sometimes, and you may even think that sometimes I'm cruel or too direct or too blunt, but the truth is that in order to cut through, in order for people to feel and see themselves as they are, sometimes you have to be direct. And if you could learn to be direct in your own life, you know, you'd have a lot fewer problems. You'd stop beating around the bush. You just say to people exactly what you felt. Ever think about just doing that? Oh, how could you do that, you think? Some people would reject you. Guess what? If people reject you from telling you're telling them the truth, they're going to reject you anyhow. You might as well tell it and get it out of the way. Who's up?
Okay, we're going to Carol. She's on line 7, and she needs your help with making a decision.
Carol.
Hi.
Hi, Carol. How old are you?
30.
What can I do for you?
Well, my husband was just recently sentenced to 70 years in state prison
Why?
for a robbery, kidnap, and 2 people were seriously injured during the robbery. And
Was it armed?
yes,
Okay.
and I'm kind of torn between my loyalty to him as far as everybody else has abandoned him. He has no friends left. His family, they don't correspond with him. And I'm the only person he has left. And I don't know if I should. I just don't know. I feel like I would be abandoning him like everybody else did.
Well,
But I want to get on with my life.
Okay. You will be abandoning him if you get on with your life. Don't say you feel like you would. What's the earliest you could get out on parole?
35 years.
So you'd be 65,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So would you stay, if you were in the same position as he and you loved you, would you want you to stay loyal for those 35 years?
I don't think I would ask that of anybody.
Why not?
It would be a very big thing to ask. I don't think that if you love somebody, you would ask them to sacrifice their life.
Okay. How long you been married?
5 years.
Okay. So you would be spending of all your time together, 1/8 together and 7/8 waiting for him to come out of prison.
Yeah.
At best. That's at best. Right?
Right. Well, right now I visit about once a week. He just got moved. He was up north. He just got moved down south.
Okay. And what is it like when you visit him?
We visit from 9 in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday and Sunday.
And what's it like?
It's we just sit and talk at a picnic table, and it makes him feel good. I feel good seeing him.
But
when we leave, it's hard.
it's hard. Tell me what the hard is.
Knowing that he has to go back into that place, and I'm coming home.
Okay. If you could snap your fingers, what would you do?
I'd snap him out.
You can't snap them out. If you would snap your fingers, what would you do?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I'd get myself out without hurting him.
You can't do that. But the point of the matter is, he wouldn't have gotten himself in that position if he loved and respected you to begin with. Did you ever think about that? Hello?
No,
You never thought about that?
not really.
Why not? Did you know about his activities?
I didn't know that he was doing that, no.
No. So he put you in a terrible position. Was he working?
Yes.
Why did he do this? Gambling debts?
I don't know why he did it.
Isn't that strange?
I don't know.
What was he robbing?
A convenience store.
A convenience store. How much money could there be in a convenience store?
He was with 2 other people.
So how much money could there be in a convenience store split 3 ways?
I don't know.
Well, what might they have? $1,500? For $500, possibly, he would risk your whole future together? That's not loving you. Don't you see that?
Yeah,
You do see
I
that.
do, but I guess I think of it more as, you know, he made a mistake, and
That's not he made a mistake. He's married, has a job, and has a wife. You don't go make a mistake like that. He needed the money for something else that he's not telling you about. Why else would he do that? What kind of a mistake could that possibly be? Explain he made a mistake. I don't understand. You got to make it make sense to me. We're talking about your life now, so you have to make it make sense to me. Come on. He made a mistake. What kind of a mistake was that? Could
a
you,
pretty big one, I guess. He made some really bad judgments, and
like what? Tell me how his mind operated. What would it take you to make a mistake like that?
I would never do that.
Then you have to apply the same standards to him. Tell me why you would never do it.
I don't have that kind of, I would never,
You don't have that kind of
I
mentality.
don't have that kind of mentality. I wouldn't.
But he does.
I could never be that violent.
But he was. What did they do to the people in the store?
2 of them were seriously injured.
How?
One of them was shot.
Who shot them?
One of the other people was convicted of pulling the trigger, but he was convicted as well because he was there.
Okay. So he knew the person was coming in with a weapon.
Right.
Could you ever do that?
No way.
No way.
No way.
So how can you not apply the same standards to him? This is a person you're about to give your life up for.
But that's not the person that I knew.
But that isn't, then you didn't know the person that he was.
I guess not.
That's correct. What does it feel like talking like this?
It's scary.
Scary what?
Well, it's scary because I don't know if, he might be watching or...
We're just talking about the truth. And the truth is, if you love someone, you don't put them in that kind of danger. To love another person is to care about their feelings as if they were your own. Obviously, he didn't care about his own safety or his own feelings because he didn't think twice about it. Or he needed the money so desperately that he'd risk robbing a convenience store with 2 other guys to split it 3 ways?
But we didn't need money. We were...
But
we were
you don't know the truth then. Why would he do that? On a whim?
I don't know.
All right. You deserve to know. So I would ask him, why did you do it? Now that it's all over, why did you do that? Why did you put me in such danger? Why did you do this to our relationship? Why did you do this to our life? What did you need the money for? How did you make that judgment? I want to know. And instead of going there and saying, poor dear, you're stuck here for 70 years, you have answers that you deserve because you've been swallowing your hurt all this time. He owes it to you to tell you what he did and why.
All he's ever told me was that him and his friends were out getting drunk, and they went there, and
Guess what?
that's
I don't buy it.
that's the only explanation.
I don't buy it, and neither do you. Do you?
No, I think there's more to it than that, but
And-
I don't know what.
Okay. And are you going to give up 35 years of your life not knowing what the more to it is?
I don't want to.
Then don't.
I have 3 children, and
Don't.
I'm young, and I want to go on.
And you deserve better than this, and he's not telling you the truth. Find out the truth before you throw your life away, because it will be throwing your life away if you don't know the truth.
You have to wonder what he would do if he were in her situation.
Dump her in a minute.
Okay, let's go to the next call. We have Marie and Walter on line C, and she's seeing another man.
Marie
Yes.
and Walter. You
Yeah.
both there?
Yeah.
You answer for him?
Answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Could you speak up just a little bit, Doctor? I can't
Hi,
hear you.
Walter.
Hi, how are you?
How old are the two of you?
I'm 46.
I'm 32.
What's going on?
Well, Walter went out of town for several months.
Boy, that seems to be a dangerous thing to do for guys tonight.
Yeah. He
Go
was
ahead.
building a house, and I went to see him while he was gone, and we had a huge falling out before he left. Most of the time we spent trying to patch things up long distance.
What was the fight about?
It wasn't a fight.
Well,
What was it?
it was kind of...
What was it, Walter?
It was an affair that she was having.
She was having an affair before you left.
Yeah, I moved out, and then I started seeing someone else.
Oh, so your relationship was in a lot of trouble.
Yes, it's been in a lot of trouble for a long time, but to get to the point, he went out of town for a long time. 6 months after he was gone, I met somebody else.
How long-
And I didn't tell him anything about it. And it went on for about 4 months, and it's still going on. And he's back, and I've told him everything, and I feel terrible about it for just not confiding in him and telling him before he got home.
Okay, you feel bad about lying.
I feel very bad. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess I was lying. I wasn't telling him what
Well,
was
yeah.
going
Do you
on.
feel worse about lying or worse about having the affair?
I have to choose.
Yes.
I feel worse about lying.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I mean, there's a lot of problems we've been having that we've never been able to work out. For some
Name the
reason.
problems that you've been having.
Well, I feel like he's making me responsible for his happiness. It's just been kind of a burden on me for the whole time. Probably the first thing that started the problem is that he lied to me about his age.
How old did you say you were, Walter?
I took 6 years off of my age. There was something that she said about some friend of hers, and there was 14 years difference between their age. There's 14 and a half years difference between our age, and I was really afraid that she'd dump me. So I lied.
So I didn't find out for a year and a half. And
Mm.
I don't know if that has any... I mean, at this moment, it doesn't really bother me. It just bothers me that he lied to me. But he's definitely a lot more experienced than me. And right before I met him, I just ended another relationship that lasted 7 years.
That depends on how you look at that, huh?
Yeah, I suppose.
You get whatever experience you want, it seems, Marie.
That's true.
Yeah.
But the reason that I'm calling,
Yes.
I'm really afraid because I think that he's suicidal. And he doesn't want to talk about this on the phone, but he is. And I don't think he's...
Are you, Walter?
I've never felt like this.
How do you feel?
I feel like I'm just falling apart inside.
Okay. What does that mean?
I just can't handle it. I
What-
can't handle it.
What does that mean?
It means that I've trusted two people in my life, really.
Okay.
One of them was my dad. My dad never let me down. He's the only person that I've ever met that wasn't a hypocrite. And
I just got a
what
whole
Marie
wave.
was the second one.
I just got a whole wave, and this is what I got, okay? Marie says that you're making her responsible for your happiness, and I get the feeling that you're using your pain to manipulate Marie, whose love you have always feared losing, and you have not trusted yourself as being worthy enough to get her love just for being you. So I see Marie becoming vindictive of your lying and wanting to beat you up, and you acting like the total victim to try to make her feel guilty. And there's no limit to how badly you'll feel if it can make her feel bad. Do you ever find, Walter? You with me? Walt?
I don't know whether I'm with you or not, actually.
Did you shut me off?
No, for one thing, it's hard to hear you.
No, Walter. I think you use your pain to make her feel guilty.
Good, thanks.
All right, okay.
Walter, no, wait, don't run away. Walter, do you feel that?
No, I don't.
Okay. What's the anger when I said that to you?
The anger is that
I'm not saying you don't feel hurt, but I sense that you display the hurt to make her feel guilty. If she's going to run away and she's going to cheat on you and the relationship isn't bad, then, maybe you shouldn't be together. But you shouldn't be feeling bad about feeling bad. Do you know what I'm saying?
that's very astute. Thank you.
Walter, do you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying.
All right, I'm trying to help you.
Spent the whole year trying to convince me how everything was different and everything was changed, and whatever she had to do to win me back, like she would do it.
But is that
She
how
made
you...
lifetime commitments.
Wait, Marie, is that how you feel?
Yeah, I do feel that way. I mean, I feel like I've really betrayed him. I can take full responsibility for what I did.
Okay, but if that's true, in order for you to get on with this, you have to break up with the other guy and be forgiven. You haven't broken up with the other guy.
No, I haven't.
So how sincere can you be?
She isn't sincere. She's a hypocrite.
I understand that, but the point is, and this is what you have to see, Walter, and try not to get too sarcastic with me on this, because I'm trying real hard and coming from a loving place, but I got to be tough because you don't hear, all right? There's a part of you that uses the victim role to rub her nose in how bad she is, because it's a place where you feel you can get her to feel bad for betraying you. Do you know what I'm saying? Just admit it if you do.
I don't want her to feel bad.
Yeah, but there's a part of you that does. Just give me that part, and I'm a happy guy.
There's a part of me that does.
Good. Stay there. That's the only part I want to deal with for a moment, because that's the part that's making you depressed. Because you're using your pain to punish her. And the price you're paying for that is you have to stay dark, suicidal, and unhappy. And that's not the right thing to do. Because
I
it's
don't
like...
have to stay at all. That's
correct. But you don't have to act worse than you are to make her feel worse. I'm only addressing myself to that part we admitted to. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that part gets out of control. It's like being a 5-year-old. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting you down, but there's a part...
That's exactly how I feel.
Right. If you don't like
somebody left me in an apartment.
She
and
did.
left.
She did.
And I'm really scared.
Well, the point is you either make a demand on Marie to stop seeing this guy or to get out of your life. You can't live like this, right?
Of course I made a demand on her to do that.
All right, so
She promised to marry me. She promised to have my kids.
But
she promised.
But she's messing around with someone else.
But she didn't deliver,
Right, so what do you do then? She's not meeting what you wanted her to meet, right? She's telling you she's not going to break up with this other guy, right? So what are you going to do?
She's telling me that she loves me and that she loves him and that she's trying to decide what she's going to do.
But
That's what she's telling me.
Why give her the choice?
Oh, boy.
Why give her the choice if that's how you really feel? You have to protect yourself. You cannot allow yourself to be ground down by a situation like this. I'm only appealing to what you're saying. What do you...
She dumped me for a rich lesbian about a year ago, right? And I reeled from that,
So what are you hanging around,
me out
Walter?
of Los Angeles,
Walter, what are you hanging around her for? I'm not saying this. I'm not.
Because there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than I've said or that she said.
What else is there to it?
Well, 8 years. We've been together for 8 years. We've loved each other for 8 years. There's just been a lot of problems.
Well, don't
she
just
loves me and I love her. That's what there is to
But
it.
this is what your relationship's like. There's going to be other men and other women, right, Marie?
Well, I haven't exactly been happy every
Isn't that right?
day of this relationship.
Isn't that right, Marie?
Well, I think I've met someone that I really like, and
Then if you've met someone you really like, why are you with Walter and torturing him?
I'm not exactly with him torturing. I'm just trying to keep him from killing himself.
But that's not your responsibility. That's Walter's responsibility not to kill himself. When you're around Walter and he feels betrayed by you, the hurt only deepens, and since he can't get out of that but sticks around and allows himself to be hurt, you're in a circus here.
So am I supposed to just cut him off?
You're supposed
Completely?
to tell the truth.
She can't tell the truth.
Tell the truth. It's only going to hurt once.
I've told him the truth. I'm afraid to keep telling him. I don't want to keep rubbing it in.
Tell him the truth now.
I want out of the relationship. I've been trying to get out of it for a long time. And he makes me come back.
Tell him. Don't tell me. I'm just a bystander.
I'm telling him through the phone.
Could I say something?
Sure.
She sent me a letter, and I'd like to read one
Wait,
quote
forget
from
the
it.
letter. I don't want the letter, because there's so much lying here. She says she wants to leave the relationship, Walter. What do you say?
I say that I still love her, and I'll never forget, but I can forgive it.
But she wants to leave. You can forget it, and you can forgive it, but she still wants to leave. She wants to leave. That's what she's telling you. She's not lying now. So what do you say to that?
Can she honestly, without lying, say that she doesn't love me?
I can't answer that question. I haven't.
I don't know whether that has anything to do with her wanting to stay. Sometimes you leave people you love because you love someone else more. That's what she said. Isn't that what
she loves someone else more?
Oh, no.
I don't believe
Wait
it.
a second. Isn't that what you said, Marie?
I didn't exactly say
said
that.
I
I don't want to say that. I'm going to kill him by saying that.
Just tell the truth. The lying is killing him. Just tell the truth. You said, I finally met someone I really liked. Isn't that what you said?
I really like the person that I've been seeing.
All right, so more than Walter?
It's not more. It's just different. I
How
can't
is
say
it?
more or
Would
less.
you rather be with this person or the other person?
Yes, I think so. I would like to. I'd really like to think about it.
Why don't you think about it and decide? I'll give you a minute.
You're going to give me a minute to
A
decide?
minute, yeah, I'll give you a minute. It's 8 years of torturing each other.
Doctor, could I say something?
Sure, Walter.
When I first met her, I knew that there was some part of her that was going to be very hard to penetrate, that I might not be able to. She wrote me a letter, and I'd like to read one sentence. It's only one sentence.
Read the one sentence.
Something happened to me at an early age that made me not be able to trust anyone, including myself. I wish I'd loved myself enough to allow you to love me.
Okay.
Okay, the minute's up, Marie. Where are you?
I'm here.
Marie, you staying or going?
I don't know. I guess I'm just scared to do it.
Do whatever you want to do, but don't lie
That's the
anymore.
problem. I have trouble figuring out what I want to do.
You know
and
what
sticking to a decision. Does it sound like that to you?
You know what it sounds like?
What?
It sounds like the two of you deserve each other.
Oh,
I think we do.
But you know something?
Oh, no. What?
I don't think you can be happy.
I know. I'm not happy. Sometimes I am. Usually I'm not.
Look,
And I think it's the same for him, whether you'll admit it or not.
Of course, sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm not, but I love her.
why do you love her? Why do you love someone who betrays you?
He loves me. And
Oh, shut up.
Okay, I just
What-
want to add it
shush.
before you hang up.
Why do you love someone who betrays you?
Because I know that she's frightened. I know that it comes from a point of fear. And I will stick with her.
I don't know,
I'll stick
Walt.
with her until she overcomes the fear.
Walter, you're a better man than I am.
I just know I just know the woman that I love. I'm lucky in that. I've got something that a lot of people
Do
don't.
you love her, or do you just need another person to make you complete?
I love her.
Walter, I have trouble believing you too. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I'm just saying I have trouble believing you. And in my heart of hearts, I see you as a dependent person dealing with another person who is very competitive, who needs a lot of reinforcement from a lot of people. And
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you, sweetheart. And I mean, she's fickle and plays the field. She's not happy. She's very insecure. You're insecure. You know, this is a relationship made in hell. Even if it has good points to it, it's like, in order to be there, you have to suffer. Every piece of sweetness has bitterness attached to it. Do you feel that, Walter?
No.
You don't. The only way you could possibly say that is to have so much denial around you. So what do you want to do, Walter? You want to put up with this?
I want her.
Well, that's putting up with this. She's going to be with the other guy, and she's going to be thinking about whether or not she wants to be with you.
I'll put up with it until I can't put up with it anymore.
Okay, but will you go this far with me? That if she wants to leave you, she can leave you, and you'll have to live with that too.
I don't have to live with it.
See, there you go. That's the manipulative part I was talking about before. You won't let her be free to leave. If you won't let her be free to leave you, you also are not letting her be free to love you. Think about it. The two of you are locked together. You should be seeing someone and trying to work it out, but I don't think you want to work it out. I think you want to struggle. When I was a psychiatric resident, a very wise supervisor said to me, one of the nice things about being a psychiatrist is you get to meet all of the men that you're glad, and women that you're glad you didn't marry. Sometimes you marry them and you end up fighting. We'll be right back. Welcome back, David Viscott. And, you know, whenever you deal with a couple that's that stressed out, you don't try to resolve, you try to clarify. You just try to point out the areas of truthfulness, even if you're up against it. When I was telling Walter that he was using his pain to control, that was the truth. He couldn't face that. You have to understand what you do before you can change your behavior. What do we have?
Okay, we have Eugene on line D, and he's bothered by some dreams.
Eugene.
Hello, how you doing?
What a deep voice. Is that your real voice, Eugene?
Yes.
Is this as happy as you can make it?
No.
What's going on, Eugene? How old are you?
20.
Go ahead, talk to me, Eugene.
Okay, I've been having these recurring dreams, and they involve an altar mine, and, you know, in these dreams it's like, you know, I mean, something is happening to me. I'm like, you know, someone is trying to do danger and harm to me, you know, trying to kill me. It
In the
seems-
dream?
Yes.
Is your aunt threatening you in the dream?
In a way, it seems.
Okay. And what happens in the dream?
I mean, nobody. I never get killed in anything in a dream, but
But it's a feeling of that your aunt is threatening you.
yes.
Okay, let me talk to you about your aunt.
Mm-hmm.
What is she like?
She's a very strong lady.
How do you feel in her presence?
Well, she does things I don't like at times.
Like what?
I mean, well, you know, she's, you know, she has a tendency to be grouchy, you know, saying things bad about some, you know, members of my family. And stuff.
About whom does she speak badly?
Okay, you know, just about everybody.
But
My mother,
Your
maybe
mother.
my sister.
What kind of things does she say?
Well, not anything lately, you know.
But what
But,
sort of
yeah.
things that hurt you that you recall?
I mean, well, while I was coming up, she had a tendency to call my mother out of her name, and my sister also,
What name?
Bitch, what have you.
So you were brought up well. You can't say bitch.
Well, you can say that.
And when you heard her call your mother that name, what did you feel?
Hey, man, I used to hate it.
Okay. Why? What has happened recently in your life? How long? When did these dreams start coming?
I guess the last year. The end of last.
What happened at the end of last year? What events in reality? Is your mother alive?
Yes.
Is your sister okay?
Yes.
Did anything change at the end of last year?
Well, nothing. I mean, as far as what's concerned.
Anything emotional in your life? People changing, leaving, dying, sick?
Yes.
Who?
My sister.
What happened?
She discovered she had the virus.
Were you worried about her?
Yes, in a way.
In a way, what?
Yes, of course. I was sad when I found out,
What virus?
HIV.
Okay, now we're talking. So your sister has a very serious disease.
Yes.
Right. What other names did your aunt call your sister? Derogatory sexual names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did she call her a slut?
No, I never heard of
Did she call her anything like that?
a deep disease-infested bitch.
That's what she called her.
Yeah, she called her that before.
Before she got HIV.
No, afterwards.
And then you started having dreams about your aunt because you're angry at your aunt for being unsympathetic and for being such a bitch. And that's all the dreams are about. How did your sister get the virus?
Guess sexual intercourse, maybe.
Maybe.
Yes.
She a drug user?
No.
It's pretty scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where are you right now as we're talking emotionally?
I'm in my room.
No, where are you emotionally?
Oh. Emotionally.
Yeah, what are you feeling?
I don't feel anything. I feel relaxed.
Do you feel better having gotten this out?
In a way. In a way.
You see, you were brought up strictly, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel it all around you. And that means expressing feelings, especially angry feelings, was not acceptable in your house.
No, not really, because I have a tendency to hold things in. But
I know.
When it comes
You know the
out,
key words I heard? Coming up. Use those words. They're used in a household where someone's got tight reins on people, right?
Yes.
Okay. So your aunt and your mother were the strong ones, right?
Yes, and my aunt brought me up.
Right. And she was the one who was so controlling. And there she is being negative about your sister, calling her a disease-infested bitch. My God, what a lack of sympathy, huh?
Yes.
That must have hurt when you heard that.
Yes, it really did.
I'll bet it did. And when it hurt that much, it must have spurred a lot of anger inside you. And when that happened, there was no place for the anger to go except in a dream. And the dream was one of being afraid of your aunt, but you weren't really afraid of your aunt. I think you were afraid of the anger you felt towards your aunt breaking loose. So you must have had fears that you would do something to your aunt. Isn't that right?
Fears of doing something to my aunt.
Hurting her. Isn't that right?
Yeah, maybe. You know.
Okay. It's all understandable. You were just hurt because your aunt was unsympathetic. And understanding that, I think, will make a great difference. That disease tears people up because people think they can say anything they want
Very unfeeling.
Totally. Who do we have?
We have Barbara on line 1, and she's been jilted.
Barbara.
Yes.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
How old are you?
30.
30?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you calling?
I've been in and out of a relationship with my cousin for the past 2.5 years.
With your cousin?
Mm-hmm.
And?
And she says she wants out.
So it's a lesbian relationship?
Yes.
Go ahead.
She says she wants out, but when things go wrong in her relationships with men, she always comes back to me.
So what does that tell you?
That I'm stupid, because I allow it.
Why do you permit it?
I care a great deal for her. For what reason, I don't know.
Well, when you care for a person who's like that, you set yourself up to be hurt like that. You have to understand that a relationship with that person who's insecure about who she is and her sexual identity is always going to involve pain along with whatever good things come.
True.
But when you see the good things, you go, oh boy, it's going to be better this time. But while you're there and things are good, you say, I wonder when she's going to leave, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you have to know that this is how it is with her. There are no mysteries. You know the answer. This is the relationship you have with your cousin.
So how am I get out of it?
Remember the pain when she returns.
But I also remember the pain when she's not here.
Well, why are you like that? Why are you so needy?
I don't know. I don't know. Insecurity.
Yeah? So what is your life all about?
What life?
You don't have a life?
Not really.
That's the problem. Because you've made her the central star of your life. When she's around, things are great. When she's not around, things are lousy. Isn't that right?
Yes.
So it's all up to you. You can never have her. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you don't have yourself. And if she came back to you and agreed to stay with you, you would become so dependent on her and so needy and so frightened that you would become jealous, and she would eventually have to push you away in order to be free.
She's done that.
Aha. So that's why she leaves you, because she can't stand being suffocated.
She said that.
She can't stand being around you because you're so possessive.
She said that.
Okay. Do you have a job?
No.
Why not?
Fear of failure.
Guess what? You already are a failure. So what difference does it mean if you go out and you try something and it doesn't work out? Not trying is also a choice. You have decided to be a failure. So why should she be with you if you don't respect yourself? Did you ever think of that?
Yes, it's crossed my mind.
Well, then why don't you go out and do something? What you're saying is, I'm not a person, and I don't love myself, and I don't know why she doesn't want to be with me. She doesn't want to be with you because she doesn't like what it feels like to be around you. It's difficult to be around a person who doesn't love themselves. You've got to do something for you. You've got to do something for you. If you don't do something for you, who's going to love you? You ever hear the expression, you got a face only your mother could love? Well, when it comes to having a spirit, if you don't love your own spirit, who's going to love yours? Think about it. Boy, don't we get all kinds on the show? It's just amazing. You know, this variety is not seen in a normal practice. It's just not seen in a normal psychiatric ward. It's not seen in any place else but this place, because it's a true representation of what the world is really like. You don't have to do anything but call in to be counted.
Okay, we have another couple call.
Oh, good.
Okay, on line 11, we have Kathy and Richard, and they want your help with a problem.
Kathy?
Hi, Dr. Viscott.
Oh, that's a sweet voice. How old are you, Kathy?
I'm 27.
What a young-sounding 27.
Everybody, I get so many calls.
So many calls?
Well, calls, when they want to sell you something, and they
ask
say,
if
is your
your
mommy
mother
home?
Okay.
And I say no.
Now watch this. Richard will say, "Hello, Dr. Viscott."
Yeah, Richard, go get on the phone.
Richard?
Hi, Dr. Viscott. I saw you on Arsenio. You were great.
Well, thank you. Is Richard there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you sound like an older person, Richard.
And he's younger, 11 months.
Ah, what's going on?
Well, it's been exact a month this year that I've been dealing with my sexual abuse. And since I started that, and we've been married a year and 4 months.
How old were you when it happened?
I was 5. And I thought
By whom?
My stepfather.
Okay.
In here, I thought when I met the perfect man, loving, caring, and everything, that everything would be okay. We've been together 5 years. Our sex life was great. And then since I've been dealing with this, I've been sleeping out on the couch a lot.
Why?
I think it's, the only thing I can think of is to avoid sex. Because I feel like, and I've talked about this with our therapist, that, if I want to hug him or something, that, I feel like he'll want to go to A straight to Z. And it's been scary trying to deal with this.
Richard, Richard, do you ever just hug her?
Yeah, I do.
Why is the darkness in the voice?
Because he is partly right. I mean, I have a beautiful wife here, and I feel empty a lot of times. Her sleeping alone in bed all the time.
Well, that should end as of right now.
Okay.
We don't want you. Get back into bed, okay?
Okay.
How do you like it so far, Richard?
It's scary, though.
It's scary. Richard,
Yes.
you're not going to have sex with your wife,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
Forget it.
Okay.
This is the early reaction. She's trying to assert some control as she remembers the abuse at a time when she had no control. So what she wants is to be able to say no, and the only way she felt comfortable saying no would be to be in a different bed or safely away from her stepfather. So the first step in the therapeutic bond between the two of you is to make it okay for her to be next to you in bed.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's real hard because I love him very much, and he's absolutely gorgeous, and I didn't understand at first why I was pushing him away. I thought
You're not
something wrong
pushing
with
him
me.
away. You're not pushing him away. You're pushing away a memory that you still haven't let in, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So what I want you to do in bed tonight, this is a homework assignment.
Okay.
Are you listening?
Okay.
All right. You're in bed. He's not going to do anything. You can do anything you want. Anything you want.
Okay.
Kathy, you're on top of this whole situation. You want to give him a kiss, you want to hold him, it's fine.
It feels kind of selfish, though.
Be totally selfish. You're the one in total control. You can do whatever you want. Richard?
Yes.
You're totally passive. Unless she wants to do something, you're just there hugging her and telling her you love her.
Okay.
You got that?
Yes. Uh-huh.
I mean, there'll be some signs that he's aroused, but you can ignore them.
Yeah, that was just,
And that doesn't mean you get out of the room if you just understand, and you call him by name.
Richard by name?
You call Richard by name all the time, and you use his name almost in every sentence when you're in bed to remind you that Richard is Richard and not your stepfather.
Right. Okay.
Does
At first, when I first started dealing with this, I would have a lot of flashbacks.
I know.
Now it feels like I don't even think of my stepfather, but I'm still pushing Richard away.
All right. That's because you're trying to shut the flashback off. The flashback is nothing more than a memory that is trying to make contact with your consciousness again.
And I'm also trying not to be the victim anymore.
But you're not the victim. You're in control now. We just gave you total control over the bedroom.
Yeah, because I feel like this, I'm still out here, that it's like, Kathy, you confronted him finally, so stop being the victim. Go back in the bedroom. Don't be afraid of your husband. He loves you.
But that's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
And when will I know it'll be right for her?
She'll do things to you.
Okay.
That'll...
She's the boss, huh?
hey, it's not a bad deal if we can make it work.
That's true.
That's true.
That's what I want.
You know, Dr. Viscott, I listened to you for, since I started this, and I'd always hear you say, the truth will set you free, and I always said to myself, no, the truth will kill me, the truth will kill me. I can't tell my mom, I can't tell my mom.
But that's kind of what you're doing. You're still pushing it away.
Yeah, when I told my mom, because I always thought she would never love me, well, I told her she still loved me and everything like that, but now I need to work on my husband and I. So that's why we called.
No. Now you need to work on the belief that you're here and that was then.
Yeah, that's true.
And you also have, and Richard,
Yes.
really important that you hear this.
Okay.
You also have to know that when you say no to Richard, he'll say, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. Even if something's gotten going, it's okay. Just make it okay. You love her,
Right.
and you understand this. But if she says no, or if she changes, you say, what were you just thinking of? And hold her and say, it's just me, babe. It's not your stepfather. I'm here. Tell me what you were thinking of. So Richard becomes the person you can trust again.
Okay.
You follow?
Yeah,
We don't want you
that's the scary part.
That's the whole thing. Richard's trustworthy. Your memories aren't.
Right.
Okay, because your memories have incubated. They've blown out of proportion over the years because you've held them in, right?
Yeah, and I thought I could go to my grave with this.
Well, you're not going to.
Yeah.
We don't even want you to go 20 more minutes with it. What does it feel like knowing you're going to be holding Richard in bed tonight?
Good, and a little scary, too.
Okay. Focus on the good.
Sounds wonderful to me.
All right. What are you afraid of for a second?
Well, that he might wake up or something.
Well, he may very well wake up.
Be
So what?
aroused. And
So
things.
he's aroused. So what?
Well, I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Don't worry about hurting his feelings. Just keep holding him.
Okay.
He'll find a way to make it work without having to do anything. Right, Richard?
Yeah, I've done it this long.
He's been my number one support.
So don't worry about hurting his feelings.
Okay.
He's already happy that he's going to be sleeping with you tonight.
Yeah, Dr. Viscott, can I ask you one more quick question?
Sure.
I've been hearing everybody say, you don't have to necessarily forgive the other person, but forgive yourself. I don't feel that at 5 years old I don't know how to forgive myself. You know what I mean?
Every 5-year-old kid thinks that there was more they could have done. And every 5-year-old kid is worried about the fact that they think they might have played some role in it, that they were bad for doing it.
Well, he told my mom that if I was to tell that he would say it's a bad thing what I did, and that my mom won't love me no more.
Okay, but that was a lie, see? And what he did is he manipulated you through your weakness. You also have to forgive him. That means you have to let go of the pain that he caused. That's the final act of freeing yourself. But you see, by him frightening you, you held the pain in, and that's the part that you did. You didn't tell out of fear. But what 5-year-old child would? Okay?
Yeah, that's true. It's just like today. Today's his birthday, and my mom calls for a party tomorrow for him, and I waited till my mom called me
You don't have to
tell
go.
her no.
You don't have to go.
I told her no, that we're not going.
You don't have to do anything you don't want. But with Richard, you have to understand that Richard is not the villain, and with Richard, you're not the victim. Okay?
Right.
Okay, guys?
Right.
To bed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Take care. It's amazing how it goes.
Well, it makes you feel a little more optimistic for them. They seem like an up couple.
I think they're going to be good. By the way, I want you, Richard and Kathy, to call back. And I invite all of you who've ever called to call back because it's important to know what it is that happens after you talk. Sharing feelings is opening up a whole new world. You take care. I'll see you next week.
You may wish to contact the Viscott Center at 1-800-426-4432. The center is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Private consultation is available for a fee.